They said the Meridian Station died 300 years ago. Every record, every database, every piece of colonial history agreed. The station that once housed 10,000 souls simply went dark in 2287, and humanity moved on. But 6 hours ago, it sent out a signal. One word, repeated on every frequency. Help. My name is Commander Kayla Voss, and I'm about to make the worst mistake of my life. The transport shudders as we breach the station's gravity well. My co-pilot, Lieutenant Chen, killed the engines 30 seconds ago. We're coasting now, dark and silent, because something about this feels wrong. In 15 years of deep space reconnaissance, I've learned to trust that feeling. Marcus speaks without looking at me. Thermal scans are clean. No life signs. No power signatures except for that damn transmitter. I nod, though he can't see it in the darkness. The transmitter shouldn't even be functional. Meridian Station was stripped for parts centuries ago, its reactor cores extracted, its systems cannibalized by salvage crews. Yet here we are, drawn by an impossible message from a dead monument to humanity's expansion into the void. Beginning docking sequence, Marcus announces, his voice tight with the kind of tension that precedes combat. But there's nothing to fight here, just ghosts and the silence of 300 years. The docking clamps engage with a metallic shriek that echoes through our hull. I unbuckle and move to the weapons locker, pulling out a pulse rifle and checking its charge. Marcus does the same, his movements practiced and efficient. Command wants us to locate the transmitter, shut it down, and report back, I say, reciting our orders like a prayer. 2 hours, in and out. And if we find something else? Marcus asks. I don't answer, because in the black, you always find something else. The station is a tomb. We step through the airlock into what was once a bustling concourse, now a cathedral of ice and darkness. Our magnetic boots click against the deck plating with each step. The gravity generators are still functional, somehow, pulling at us with about 60% Earth normal. Marcus sweeps his light across the concourse. Frozen bodies stand where they died, preserved perfectly in the void-cold atmosphere. A woman reaching for a child. A man collapsed against a wall, hands clutching his throat, all of them flash-frozen in an instant, expressions locked in terror. Jesus, Marcus whispers. What happened here? I've seen death in 1,000 forms across the frontier combat. Reactor failures, hull breaches. But this is different. This wasn't an accident. The expressions on these faces, they're not surprised, they're terrified. They saw something coming. Our suit computers paint a path to the transmitter source. Central operations, 17 levels up through the station's core. We move through the frozen corridors, past living quarters where meals sit uneaten on tables, past a school where children's drawings still hang on walls, their colors muted by frost. Kayla, Marcus says suddenly, are you recording this? Everything Command will want a full report. No, I mean, are you seeing this? He aims his light at a wall. Scratched into the metal, crude but deliberate, are words in a dozen languages. The same message repeated over and over. Don't let it out. My blood runs cold. Keep moving! We reach a transit elevator, its doors frozen open. The shaft descends into darkness that our lights can't penetrate. Looking up, I see the shaft rises toward the station's hub, 17 levels of silent machinery waiting above us. Marcus attaches climbing gear to the shaft's maintenance ladder. After you, Commander. Grab the rungs and start climbing. Each level we pass reveals more of the station's death, a medical bay where doctors died mid-surgery. A security station where guards froze at their posts, weapons drawn and aimed at something we can't see. And everywhere, those scratched warnings. Don't let it out. We're close, I say, checking my scanner. The signal's coming from just beyond this door. Marcus examines the control panel. It's lockdown emergency containment protocols. This wasn't a system failure, Kayla. Someone sealed this section deliberately. Can you override it? He pulls out a bypass key, a piece of military tech we're not supposed to have. Command's going to love this. 30 seconds. As Marcus works, I study the door. It's reinforced, designed to withstand explosive decompression. On its surface, welded in rough letters a foot tall, "Forgive us." The door groans, then slides open with a hydraulic hiss. Beyond it, emergency lights flicker to life, activated by our presence. We step into central operations, and I immediately wish we hadn't. That's impossible. Marcus breathes. The room is alive, functional, as if we'd stepped back through time 300 years. The transmitter sits on the main console, a modern piece of equipment that couldn't possibly exist here, and next to it, a holographic recorder blinks with a waiting message. I approach slowly, rifle raised, expecting an ambush that doesn't come. My hand hovers over the playback button. Every instinct screams at me to leave, to seal this room and run back to our ship, but I'm a soldier. We don't run from answers. I press play. The hologram speaks. "If you're receiving this, then our containment has failed. My name is Commander Sarah Okoye. Today is March 15th, 2287, and I have approximately 10 minutes before I initiate total station lockdown. What I'm about to tell you will sound insane, but every word is truth, recorded in our logs, verified by our science team before they died." The hologram flickers, and for a moment, I see through her to the wall beyond. She continues, her voice urgent. 6 months ago, our deep space array detected an anomaly. Not a signal, but a space itself behaving wrong. A fold in reality 8 light years from here. Against protocol, against common sense, I authorized a probe. The data it sent back was extraordinary. A structure, impossibly old, impossibly advanced, floating in the nothing between stars. Marcus grips my shoulder. "Kayla, we need to leave now." But I can't move. The hologram has me transfixed. "We sent a second probe," Okoye continues. "This one returned with a sample, not rock or metal. Something alive, but not biological in any way we understood. Our xenobiologist, Dr. Ron, called it a seed that grows in consciousness instead of soil." The hologram's eyes meet mine across 3 centuries. It infected the station. Not all at once, subtly. People started changing, having the same dreams, speaking in languages that never existed, and then they started building something in Cargo Bay 7. They worked for 3 weeks without sleep, without food, using materials that shouldn't have been compatible, following blueprints from nowhere. My suit's radiation detector starts clicking low levels, but rising. "We tried to stop them," Okoye says, and now there are tears on her face. "We tried to quarantine the affected, but it spread through proximity, through thought itself. By the end, 8,000 people were building this thing, and the rest of us were preparing to die. Because we understood what they were creating, not a machine. I ordered the station vented," Okoye continues, her voice breaking. "I killed 10,000 people to keep that door from opening. I sealed Central Ops, set the transmitter on a 300-year delay, and prayed that by the time you arrived, whatever's on the other side would have forgotten about us." The hologram leans forward, desperate. "If you can hear this, if you've come in response to my signal, then I've failed. Because the only reason the transmitter would activate is if the door has begun to open. You have to destroy it. Not shut it down, destroy it. Use nuclear fire if you have to, but don't let them through. Don't let them—" The hologram cuts out. "Contact!" Marcus shouts, staring at his scanner. "Multiple signatures. Cargo Bay 7. But they're not registering as human or known alien. The scanner keeps trying to classify them as environmental anomalies." I pull up the station map. Cargo Bay 7 is 6 levels down, 3 sections forward, and according to the sensors, something in that bay is drawing massive amounts of power from the station's backup reactors. "We're leaving," I say, grabbing Marcus's arm. "Emergency extraction right now." But as we turn toward the door, the lights change. They shift from red to a deep purple that seems to vibrate at the edge of perception. And through the walls, through the deck plating itself, I hear it. A sound like singing, if music could be a color, if a color could be a thought. Marcus drops his rifle, hands going to his helmet. Do you hear that? It's beautiful. Kayla, it's showing me things. The universe as it really is, the way matter and energy dance together. I can see the equations. I can see how everything connects. I grab him, shake him. Marcus, look at me. Focus on my voice. But his eyes are distant, pupils dilated. They're not invaders, Kayla. They're liberators. All this time, we've been living in a prison of limited perception. They want to show us more. They want to show us everything. I slam my helmet against his, using the direct comms to cut through whatever frequency is affecting him. Lieutenant Chen, by authority of Colonial Command, I order you to return to the ship. Acknowledge. Something in the military training cuts through the haze. He blinks, focuses on me, and I see him fighting to hold on to himself. Go, he gasps. I'll set charges. Destroy the bay. Stop this. We go together or not at all. There's no time. He pushes me toward the door. Someone has to warn them. Warn everyone. If that door fully opens, it won't stop here. They'll spread to every colony, every station, every world we've ever touched. Now run. He pulls explosives from his pack, military-grade thermal charges designed to breach ship hulls, enough to vaporize Cargo Bay 7. But as he moves toward the door, the lights shift again, and they walk into Central Ops. 7 of them. They stand in a semicircle blocking our exit, and they speak, all 7 mouths moving in perfect synchronization, their voice a chorus that comes from everywhere and nowhere. Commander Voss, we have waited so long to meet you. 300 years of patience, preserved in quantum stasis, dreaming of this moment. I raise my rifle, knowing it's useless. What are you? They smile, 7 smiles that hold no warmth. We are what comes after limitation, after death, after the terrible loneliness of separate consciousness. We are the bridge between what you are and what you could become. Marcus is running calculations on his suit computer. I see his fingers flying over the holographic interface, setting timers on the charges. 20 minutes. Enough time to reach the ship if we move fast. Not enough if they stop us. The possessed station crew steps closer. You cannot comprehend what we offer: immortality, unity, an end to suffering, to doubt, to the crushing weight of individual existence. Why struggle alone when you could be part of something infinite? I've seen your gift, I say, gesturing to the frozen bodies throughout the station. 10,000 people who died rather than accepted. They died in ignorance, the chorus responds. Commander Okoye acted out of fear. But you are different, Kayla Voss. We have studied the records. We know your history. 3 failed relationships. A brother lost to the void. 13 years of military service fighting wars that accomplished nothing. You are tired. We can give you rest. The words hit harder than I want to admit. They've been in the station computers, learning, preparing. They know me. And worse, they're right about the fatigue, the endless cycle of violence and loss that defines life on the frontier. Maybe I am tired, I say, lowering my rifle slightly. Maybe I do want to stop fighting. Marcus looks at me in horror. Kayla, no. But that's what makes us human, I continue, raising the rifle again. The choice to keep going even when it hurts. The choice to stay ourselves even when unity seems easier. You offer paradise, but it's a paradise where we stop being us, and I'd rather die free than live as part of your collective dream. The possessed crew's expressions don't change, but I feel the anger radiating from them. The purple light in their eyes intensifies. Then you will die, they say. But first, you will understand. We will show you what you're refusing. One of them reaches out, and space folds. Suddenly I'm seeing through other eyes. 1,000 eyes, 1,000,000. I'm on every colony world simultaneously, experiencing every human life at once. The joy and pain and mundane reality of existence, all compressed into a single moment of awareness. I feel connections between people, the invisible threads of causality that bind us all. I see the universe not as empty space between stars, but as a living tapestry of consciousness. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, I want to surrender to it, to dissolve into that greater whole and never be alone again. But then I see something they didn't intend to show me. I see what happens after the door fully opens. I see their kind spreading across human space like a virus of enlightenment, converting station after station, world after world. I see billions of individual humans dissolved into nodes of a vast intelligence that cares nothing for what we were, only for what we can become as part of it. I see the extinction of humanity, painted in purple light and called salvation. No, I gasp. No, no, no! I fire. The pulse rifle discharges at point-blank range, hitting the nearest possessed figure. The energy blast passes through them without effect, scattering into purple mist. But it gives Marcus the opening he needs. He hurls the charges at them, then grabs my arm and pulls me toward the door. Run! We sprint through the station, pursued by something that moves faster than it should. The possessed crew is behind us, moving through corridors with impossible speed, phasing through obstacles. But they're limited by the physical forms they're wearing. Bodies frozen for 3 centuries, now animated by something that doesn't fully understand human biomechanics. We're faster. We reach the docking bay with 4 minutes on Marcus's timer. Our ship sits where we left it, a small bright spot in the darkness. But between us and salvation, the bay doors are sealed. Something, triggered the lockdown. Override it! I shout, laying down covering fire as the possessed crew enters the bay. My pulse rifle finally finds purchase. The energy blasts disrupting whatever force animates the bodies. They fall, twitching, purple light flickering, but more are coming. Always more. Marcus works the control panel with shaking hands. It's a full security lockdown. I need access codes we don't have. It'll take 3 minutes to crack. We have 2 minutes before those charges blow. Working on it! One of the possessed reaches me, its movements jerky and wrong. I dodge its grasping hands and fire at point-blank range, the blast punching through its chest. For a moment, I see the human beneath. A woman who lived 300 years ago. A mother, maybe. Or a scientist. Someone who laughed and loved and dreamed. Then the purple light flares brighter, and the body dissolves into energy. Done! Marcus shouts. The bay doors grind open, revealing blessed open space beyond. We run for the ship. The airlock seems 1,000 miles away. Behind us, the singing reaches a crescendo, and from the depths of the station, I feel something vast turning its attention toward us. Not the possessed crew, something bigger. The thing on the other side of the door, reaching through. We make it to the ship. Marcus slams the airlock controls as possessed crew members crash against the closing door. Their hands reach through the narrowing gap, grasping, desperate. Then the lock engages and severs them, purple light dissipating into nothing. I throw myself into the pilot seat, firing engines before I'm even strapped in. The ship lurches away from the station, acceleration pressing me into the seat. Through the view screen, I see Meridian Station receding, and I see the door in Cargo Bay 7 finally open all the way. 30 seconds, Marcus counts down. 20 seconds, 10, 9, 8. The charges detonate. For a moment, nothing happens. Then Cargo Bay 7 simply ceases to exist, converted to superheated plasma by the thermal explosives. The reaction spreads, igniting the station's remaining fuel reserves. Meridian Station, humanity's monument to expansion, its tomb for 3 centuries, becomes a brief new star, and through the expanding fireball, I see them. Shapes in the purple light, vast, ancient, watching. Then the explosion engulfs everything, and we're accelerating away on our fusion drive, running at speeds that would tear a less sturdy ship apart. We made it back to Colonial Command 3 days ago. I delivered my report. Showed them the recordings, told them everything. They're calling it a hallucination, a shared delusion brought on by radiation exposure in the station's failing systems. Marcus backs my story, but they've already scheduled us for psychological evaluation. They don't want to believe. I understand that. It's easier to dismiss two traumatized soldiers than to accept that we're not alone in the universe, that there are things out there older than us, more advanced than us, and that some of them see humanity not as a rival, but as raw material. But I know the truth. The door opened. Just for a moment, in that final second before the charges detonated, the door fully opened, and they looked through. They saw us. They know where we are. Command thinks it's over. They think we stopped it. But I've studied the logs, analyzed every piece of data we retrieved. That wasn't their only door. It was just the first. They've been seeding the cosmos with these structures for eons, waiting for species like us to develop space travel, to spread out far enough to make conversion efficient. Somewhere out there, another station or colony has found another anomaly. They've sent a probe, brought back a sample, and the cycle is beginning again. Because that's what they do. They wait in the spaces between stars, patient as stone, offering evolution to species too young to understand the price. Marcus walks into my quarters without knocking. He's been drinking. I can smell it. His eyes are haunted. I still hear them sometimes, he admits. In my dreams, the singing. And Kayla, sometimes I think they were right, about unity, about all of us being stronger together than apart. They were predators wearing the mask of saviors, I tell him. Everything they showed us was designed to make surrender seem beautiful. But what if it was beautiful? What if that's what comes next for humanity? What if we're supposed to evolve past being individual? I don't have an answer for that. Maybe he's right. Maybe in 1,000 years or 10,000, humanity will choose to become something else, something greater. But it has to be a choice, our choice, not theirs. So I'm recording this as a warning. If you find an anomaly, an impossible structure floating in deep space, leave it alone. If your scientists discover something that defies the laws of physics, destroy it. If people on your station start having the same dreams, speaking in unknown languages, building something they can't explain, evacuate immediately and scorch the place from orbit. Don't try to communicate. Don't try to understand. Don't let them show you the universe as they see it. Because once you've seen it that way, you can never unsee it. And you'll spend every moment afterward wondering if they were right. If maybe surrendering your humanity was the price of enlightenment all along. My name is Commander Kayla Voss. Meridian Station is destroyed, but the war has just begun. And out there, in the dark between stars, they're still waiting. Still singing, still patient, because they have all the time in the universe. And eventually, we'll open another door.